All right. Okay. So, good evening from Nigeria. How are things going?
Oh, we're fine.
All right. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So, this is African Live Art. And of course, what we do is to connect Africa to the world. We, through its art forms, right? So, our major goal is to connect the African art forms, history, tourist centers, literature and everything across Africa to universities, libraries, people from the diaspora, and of course other institutions who might be interested. So today we are happy to have Mr. Chukwuma, who is going to actually give us some information on the Oja. I don't know what I'm pronouncing it right. Is that right? Is that Oja?
Well, we admit any pronunciation because for the purpose of this meeting, but the pronunciation is Oja.
Oja,
Oja.
Oja. Okay,
Yes,
got you.
Oja.
Oja. So yeah, we have the letter in the Chi alphabet. So I think it is. I don't think it should be difficult for me to remember Oja. Yeah. So good, good, good. All right. So first of all, I would want you to introduce yourself, and then we can get the ball rolling.
Okay. Um, Good evening from the Nigeria. Well, it may be good morning over there. Okay. So
Yeah, good. It's noon over here. It's 1:04.
okay. Okay. So I'm a Nyaga Chukwuma, flautist, also a musicologist from Nigeria. Had a training in music, had a degree in music, and I'm also a performer. I play the flutes and some other instruments. I think
Mhm.
we can stop here. And
Okay. All right. Since your field is in the music, of course,
yeah,
African Live Art, we definitely, as I said, we connect, African art forms to people across the world who would want to have some interaction with artists from the continent and all that. Of course, this is not one of such, connection, but also as part of our way of introducing some of these art forms, we also come on YouTube and share, connect with different artists, and also for them to share their knowledge on the various
okay,
flutes or instruments or
yeah.
any specialty that they have to the rest of the world through YouTube. So thanks again for having you. It's been a great honor
It's a
to share
pleasure.
this space with you. All right. So first of all, when we talk about music is big, right? But in your own little sense, what do you think music is? How have you carved your own definition of music?
Well, yeah, like we all know, music is something pleasant to the ear.
Mm-hmm.
Any sound that is pleasant to the ear. But then I also look at music as something that is universal.
Mm.
Something that can affect anything. It can affect it can even it can affect animals.
Mm-hmm.
It has influence on human. It has influence on spirits.
Mm.
So I see it as something that cannot be defined in a way.
Mm.
If I miss, yeah, it cannot be defined. Like
Mm.
say this music is this. Something
Mm.
that can affect humans, affect um, uh, animals, affect spirits. So, so
Okay, we'll
it's
come
it's just
we'll come to those details.
okay.
Yeah, all right. Okay, so now let's zoom down into what you do specifically, which is the
Okay.
Oja
Yeah.
instrument.
Yeah.
Um, what type of musical instrument is the Oja?
The Oja, based on the SAC and Bristol classification of instruments,
Mm-hmm.
is classified under the the aerophones. It's classified under the aerophones, meaning that you blow air into it to produce sound. And the instrument is made from, is carved from woods. Some are made from bamboo, some are made from a particular tree. So this instrument is classified under the idiophone family. Aerophone family. Instrument, instrument that produces sound when you blow air into it. It's a unique instrument on its own.
Okay.
I don't know if I've been able to.
Right.
Okay.
And I know that within the African, cultures, different cultures, maybe, I don't know whether that's the right word, maybe specializes in particular instruments. So where would you say the Oja instrument comes from?
Well, in let me use the Nigeria for example. You find these instruments both in the eastern part of Nigeria, where you have the Igbo speaking people. Some musicians, musicologists has also researched and discovered that this instrument is not only predominant in the eastern parts of the country. You will find some in the southern, that's the area called Benin. They were able to get some of this, but generally the eastern part, they are the people who use this instrument. In fact, they are majorly the exponents of this flute, which is called Oja. Yeah.
Okay. And what name? What is the ethnic name, or I don't know whether the name of the tribe
Igbo.
The Igbos. Okay.
Yes, the Igbos. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. And in what ceremonies would you normally find the Oja performance? Well, people performing the Oja.
Yeah, like in the Igbo culture, music cuts across every part of their life. Like music is from birth to death. Now they have different occasions where, and the Oja also can be featured in any of these like the day you are born. You can use the Oja to announce, hey, this guy, this particular person is born. The day you maybe your 7 days, they need to. The Oja also is, in fact, it cuts across. It can be used in every ceremonial or spiritual or any kind of gathering at all. It plays a very important role.
Okay, so does it have? Originally, did they have, or was it originally played at specific functions and then it evolved over the years, or since its inception it's just been a general instrument that is played across most functions?
It's to an extent is a sacred instrument. It has this attachment where in those days you can only find a particular Oja man in a community, and usually they stay in the king's palace. They dwell in the king's palace. They are like they communicate with the king's message. They send them out to the community. Like they are very important personalities in the palace. Then so with that now, somebody who is a musician in the king's palace may not be part of most social gatherings. Like it is a kind of a dignified position for the flute player. Yeah. So, but recent time, you have for entertainment, people now play the Oja, for any kind of
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's dwell on the chief's palace a little bit. So, what function will it play at the chief's palace? Will it be to herald the chief? Will it be to give appellation to the chief? Will it be to as it were, entertain the chief. What specific function at the chief's palace will the Oja instruments play?
Oh, okay. Most often, the Oja is used as a way of communication because it speaks a particular language.
Mm-hmm.
The Oja is it speaks, like we know the African music. We
Mm-hmm.
said is word-born, logogenic. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's a particular word
Word,
it
yeah,
communicates. Yeah, it
sure.
sends it. So majorly what it does is to send those message. It passes message. Like the king wants everybody to be in the palace. The
Mm-hmm.
German has a way to
Mm-hmm.
send that message. Then also it has a way of like praising
Mm-hmm.
or playing something to arouse the king, to make him very important,
Mm-hmm.
So the German plays that very important role when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to praising the king.
Mm-hmm.
The sound alone,
Mm.
immediately the sound gets to the king. There's this
Energy.
evokes, yeah, the
Yeah,
Oja
it
has that
evokes some kind of energy.
to evoke, yeah, those kind of thing to the king or whoever
Mm.
person the Ojaman is
Mm.
attached to. Yeah, so that's
So
it's
yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
so
so
would you? Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, so like you can have it as entertaining the king. You can
Mm-hmm.
have it as a way of sending message. You can, yeah, just entertaining and sending message to,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think
Okay.
those two functions, yeah,
Okay.
amongst other functions anyway.
So would you say that currently that core function of the Oja has evolved? And I know that sometimes there is friction between ideologies or concepts of the older generation and
Yeah,
the younger generation, where maybe the younger generation may want to expand on the use of the Oja and use it, play it in other gatherings,
another,
as
yeah,
opposed to, older generation actually trying to say that, hey, this is the way it actually should go. Now,
yeah.
how is that conflict in society? Do people think that, okay, now it's time for the Oja to go wild and being exploited in different settings or spaces, or
Yeah.
still there is this friction going on as to, okay, this thing should be played in the palace and not in public spaces, or not places that is not originally ascribed to this instrument?
Well, I think these two ideas, they are actually in present time, they are working together. They
Mm,
are still they are still played in the king's palace. At the
mm,
same time, it's not only now working as an instrument of praise to only the king. Now it functions as to praising in the society.
mm-hmm,
It functions wider now, not just
mm.
to a particular king. Maybe because we now have more of Oja players,
Okay.
which they call them Onyo Oja. That's what they
Mm,
call them. Yeah. Maybe
okay.
because we now have more of Onyo Oja. In those times, they think that the Oja men do not die. They are like
Oh,
they after some time they will
they
just
are
vanish
they
because,
are
yeah, because of the role
immortal
they play.
beings.
Yes, yes, something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe I may not die. I don't know.
Let's hope so.
so
All
so
right. So then it means that, if I can deduce from what you're saying, meaning it currently, even um like warriors,
yeah.
people with different positions, right, in
Mhm.
society, can
Yes.
also be herald or be entertained with the Oja instrument. Is
With
that what
your
you're saying?
job. Yes, very
Okay.
well.
So not
Very well.
only prescribed to the king,
Not only prescribes to the claim, important personalities.
important
Important
personalities in the.
personalities, yeah.
Okay. And what
Even
about
even
okay, go ahead.
yes, even in present time,
Mm-hmm.
like when an Ojaman is invited, we don't just go to any kind of function. It must be a chief, a known person you are going to play. And so it's not really, it's functions like that. Sometimes we also play to entertain in a band, in an ensemble. But this is the major role, because it communicates, it sends a message to the person who the Oja is communicating to. Like, if I want to hail or praise a particular name, it's the Ojaman will not just praise an ordinary person. It's somebody that is a notable person, a warrior, like you say, a warrior, any important personality in the society. These are the people that,
Okay. All right. So how does it function with women, or women with positions in the traditional space? Is it specifically or strictly for, kings? Of course, we are men, or queens and women with some positions also enjoy these the Oja instrument?
In the African society, or let me be specific. In the Igbo traditional setting, the male figures are very important personalities.
The women give birth to the males.
yes, they do. But most often like they say, the inner room, they are always in the inner room. So the male are usually the most important figures. So the Oja is always the Oja men, or the Onyo Oja basically talks about the male, because of the way the society has made the women, like, they are now, they are not that, I don't want to use the word, they are not really relevant. I wouldn't want to use that word, but in the Igbo traditional setting, the man is just the head. And
could it be just that there are role plays, and so the role play actually specifies that this particular function is for the man, and not necessarily because the man is more important, and so the women also have their cultural function, which of course might be different from that of the male. Rather than, we're saying that maybe one person is very important than the other, because of course, as I said, the women give birth to the men. So is it that the women, I mean, the Oja, it's the sound that it produces is functional to specific, positions, and so it could that be the reason, rather than maybe we're putting them on the scale as to who is more important than who?
Well, I think in the Igbo traditional setting, it's hardly you find amongst 10 warriors, you may not even find one female warrior. Amongst all the kings, you may not find maybe one somebody standing as a king, like the highest authority in a particular like in the Igbo setting. So, and it's like a patronage system where the Ojaman is attached to. So that is why it looks as if they're not falling to the side of this other gender, the female. So I think the society has just made it like that. A kind of not that the German cannot play, but they are looking at important figures. Yes, if they have princess in a particular community, the German can also be a form of can serve as an entertaining musician to that person, or as somebody who passes information for that princess.
Okay. I mean, I know about the Dahomey Kingdom. I know about the Dahomey Kingdom, and the feminine figure among the warriors in that particular society.
In
I don't know.
Dahomey is in Ghana, right?
No, in is it Togo, Benin? Yeah, okay. Probably. I stand to be corrected.
Okay.
Oh, I think somebody was correcting
me.
Yeah,
someone was saying something. Yeah. I think that should be Sarah.
Oh, Dr. Sarah, you were saying something?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was picked up from my environment. That's why.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I know that within the Dahomey Kingdom, there were some warriors that actually stood and defended, their kingdom. I don't know how far I know it's far from the Dahomey and you said what's the name of the tribe again?
Igbo,
yeah, there could be vast differences, and of course different traditions perform things differently. Okay, so anyway, that doesn't matter in this conversation. But anyway, in current trends, do you see women enjoying the Oja, or still it is strictly a masculine thing?
No,
in recent years?
Well, not true. I think, like I said, from the first, I think the first question was how division of music, which I said is a universal language. So there's nobody hears the sound of the Oja and remains the same. So whether you are a spirit, you are a mortal or animal, the sound of the Oja communicates, sends a message. So okay. That is it's not gender related. Yeah, specific. Yeah, it's homogeneous. Just it appeals to everybody, anybody. Yeah.
Okay, so it appeals to people, especially when they want to listen to it. But when it has to do with connecting to people directly, like people receiving the praise and all that, those ones are specific to kings and more masculine people.
I wouldn't want to. It's not. It depends on the position the person is holding.
Okay,
the person
So then it means that it can be possible that a woman who has a high position can enjoy the
yes. It's very possible. Okay. A woman in high position, yes.
Okay, all right. Okay, so that is what I really wanted to grab.
I think the person who responded is another person, is a friend. Okay. So Bere Combo.
All right. Hi,
from Nigeria too.
And thanks for coming. All right. So now
thank you.
Let's go into the language of the Oja. What are some of the, apart from it praising people, I know that you were talking about, spirits coming in, or even when spirit hear it, they don't feel the same. What language does it speak that changes the space, or that gives, some kind of brings different energy to wherever it is being played? What is that language?
I think it's just the sonic effect. There's no special thing. The sonic effect with addition with the language itself, like the sound it produces and the language. Okay. Like if I want to say something in Igbo language, I would sound it with my Oja. That sound and the language creates that move. Now it creates that atmosphere, and that's all.
Okay.
It ignites something to anybody that listens to it. Yeah.
Okay. And so with what you said earlier on, it also presupposes that you can play the Oja to spirits and they can respond in a certain way, right?
Yes, it's very possible.
And in what circumstance can that happen?
Well, like if you want to invoke, the African society has a lot of how do I say it? Lots of traditions.
Mm-hmm.
And these traditions, there are kind of types of music that are played to different, that are attached to these traditions, to this, looking for the right word to use. There are types of music that are associated to these different
specific spirits have, have
Good
specific music that they respond
music,
to.
So this, if you play the sound of that spirit or that tradition, it evokes something else from the abstract. It's natural. It works like that. Yeah. And maybe that's why I said earlier that the Ojaman, they don't die. They just all of a sudden they are taken away.
Okay.
Yeah.
So very soon. I hope you don't leave us soon. Okay. All right. Let's move on to something else. So,
okay.
Is the Oja instrument actually played as a solo instrument, or does it come with other musical instruments? I mean, whether in an ensemble or whichever way you look at it, is it normally played as a solo instrument, or it comes with an ensemble? I mean, when I say ensemble, with other instruments like the membranophone or the chordophone or the idiophone or whatever.
Yeah, the Oja specifically functions as a solo instrument, but in recent time, or in most cases, it blends with any musical ensemble. Yeah, I'm talking about in recent time. Because you can imagine the Oja playing with an orchestra. Yeah, the Oja playing with an orchestra, the Oja playing with a full membranophone setting. I mean, percussion orchestra. The Oja was, playing a particular role there while the percussion accompanies. So, recent time, it functions with any musical ensemble. A lot of works ongoing now in that direction.
In fact, we are planning one. We are planning one now, so it's going to cook up soon, and we'll yeah.
Okay. All right.
We are planning one.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Hopefully, I will be able to see that.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So
yes, we will.
Sure. So now, within the Igbo society, as you have said, and of course, this ensemble, what would you say that the Oja is played within specific, events? Like, of course, the events of the life cycle, we can talk about birth, puberty, marriage, title taking, death, and so on and so forth. Do you have a calendar date for events where the Oja is actually played, or is as and when?
Well, there's no calendar. It can function in any of these events, especially in the life cycle of the Igbo man. It can function in any. It doesn't have a specific time where Oja cannot be played at this time. No, it functions in every. If you want Oja to play the dirge, like evoke dirge. Evoke this play a dirge, evoke this mourning and sorrowful mood. You want to evoke something, so it functions in any situation. Yeah, the Oja can function in any situation.
And I know you mentioned this before, but perhaps it maybe I'm not sure whether I actually got it right. But what are some of these functions that you're talking about? Can you just name a couple of them? Some of the functions that you can see the Oja performance.
Okay, like during the chieftaincy title.
Okay.
The chieftaincy title during a naming ceremony. There's what we call
and in naming ceremony. In naming ceremony, what will it actually do? Will it be just heralding the baby, giving the baby, positive energy, saying something, how does it function?
The Ojaman has the name of every individual. So at that time, that name that is given to that baby or your German picks that name and it keeps sounding it to the ear of the baby from the beginning, from the naming. So anywhere the man grows, anywhere he gets to tomorrow, immediately he hears his name on that Oja. He must turn, he must react. So you see it functions, you see the way it functions in the naming ceremony.
And so what does it do? I mean, is it a connection within the spirit of the child, or is it just
yes,
the musical
it has a spiritual connection.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it connects to the spirit of the child, or
yes.
Okay. And meaning, so this is what I want to understand. Meaning the sound that is being produced through the Oja is backed by a spirit that connects to the spirit of the child, and so
bonding the soul.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see something real quick. Let me see. I managed to get some maybe some videos
Okay.
of you playing some of your musical instruments. Let's see, maybe we can just watch a glimpse of it. I'm not sure you're going to be surprised because
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to be surprised because you've seen this already.
Oh.
So let's see. Okay. All right. You know who the person is.
Oh my God! How did you get this? Okay. That's yeah. Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Okay, so that's just a little surprise for you.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, for me coming from Ghana, the sound is familiar, of course. Anytime going back a little bit, it was through the Nigerian movies that I got myself closer to this particular sound. And I see the beauty of, I mean, the art of playing itself. It comes with that, doing your head, stuff and all that. Is this something that you have to adapt, or when you're playing it, are you being taken over by the spirit of the Oja, or you just playing it by yourself? Like, what is it that makes it very inviting, or gives it that edge? It's like you want to dance. Maybe I don't know whether it's danceable, but it carries some kind of beauty, aesthetics, behind it, even the people playing. Yeah.
Okay. At that point, maybe I'm communicating with the spirits.
You have to give us the names of those spirits.
Okay. So there is I think I would there's a particular adage in Igbo. They say Anwansi Borg. Those most of my friends here are not from, except for Madam Jennifer Kabonye, who is from Igbo. But the part of this, the part I just spoke now is from the Delta Igbo, Anwansi Borg, which means that in the if you see a native doctor, when you see a native doctor, before he's invited to make rain, or maybe a rainmaker. it will be difficult for you to see the native doctor just come in and okay, say, okay, now you are going to get sea rain. There's in the next 5 minutes, this is that. No, he will first, do shake everywhere. This is that. This is that.
Is that supposed to scare everybody?
Well, that is actually part of the process.
The performance, huh?
Yeah. That is part of the process. So that antics, those movements that you see the native doctor trying to evoke, even if he can actually just come and get the thing working, but those other
elements that comes to play.
they're like spices and like I said, who knows? It's not everything we say online. Who knows if if I'm communicating with them. The spirits, and to get myself into the mood, because it's actually it's abstract in a way. The sound from the Oja is abstract for those who understand it. That thing that when it sounds, it moves the king, even the king. You see how the Ojaman will play. You hear him say, "Oh, who is calling my name there?"
Okay.
Those kind of moves. So there is something behind it. It's not just the sonic effect. There are other elements, behind. And these are the things that your German tries to get around him, before he can now communicate. Yeah, exactly.
Now, so in current times also, would you say that the Oja has been adapted by other traditions, other ethnic groups? And if so, does it provide or does it produce the same effect as is done among the Igbos? Yes.
Well, because of this world bond of a thing in African music, it's rarely I see an Yoruba musician trying to play the Oja, because they have their own instrument which functions like the Oja too.
Okay.
Even though it's not a wind instrument, they have their own instrument which can communicate. So I think that's the another challenge which we are trying to, as academic musicians, even though we are Onyoja, like we are called in the society. But these are some of the things we try to, see how we can harmonize these things so that, it just has to be universal. It's difficult to find the Yoruba man playing the Oja or find the Hausa playing the Oja. It's usually the Igbo speaking parts of Nigeria.
Okay. And who is called, if I should use that word, to play the Oja? Is it somebody who has been called by perhaps the oracles, or are such people selected? And before we go to whether women can also play the Oja and all that.
Okay. The Oja men, they will I say they are being possessed. Let me use that word. And I hope my church members are not here, because they will feel
okay.
They may feel like I need to go for deliverance after this.
All right.
So they are being possessed by this will I say the muse. They're being possessed by the muse, and it comes naturally. It comes naturally. Yeah.
So I mean, going back to the chief's palace, so I know you mentioned before that the Oja is immortal, as is being said in the society.
Yes.
If that person is no more, so the person has, it's no more, probably use that word for now.
Yes.
Who takes over? Is somebody selected in the tradition, or the person is just possessed And if the person is possessed, how does the person learn how to play the instrument? Does the spirit, teach the person, or the person has to learn it through the person, through other people?
Okay, well, the way it works is this. Sometimes it's in two phases. Sometimes in a particular family, you have the Ojaman in a particular family. So most often in that family where you have the Ojaman, it has a way of rubbing on the children of that Ojaman because of this they get to know how to play it from their father, because this system of will I say apprenticeship, or automatic, it just comes. It just comes. That's how it's actually. But the one I may not be able to answer is the person who taught that the father that is now sending the children.
So they might have also learned it from their predecessors or something.
Yes, their father. Yeah. So this thing, the Ojaman is seen is an important figure that
it's like a title.
It's like a title, yeah. It's like a title, and it doesn't just come on anybody. That spirit doesn't to not just possess anybody at all.
Okay.
It has, I don't know how spirit works, but it can just possess anybody, and you just start. The spirit can also teach you how to play the Oja. It works like that. Yeah, sometimes in your dreams, sometimes in things like that. And you can also learn by apprenticeship.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Dr. Sarah's hand is up. I think she has a question to ask. So
it is actually a contribution I would like to make at this point, which is that see what the young man is describing. Sorry, I didn't get your name from I think Naiga.
Mr. Chukwuma.
Chukwuma. Yeah. So beautiful presentation you're doing there. I just want to contribute that when it comes to these kinds of art forms in traditional African communities or societies, you will see that the skill is linked to a certain family. So what we talk about is the muse. The muse, which is the creative force for the practice of that art form, it dwells or it possesses one person. Possessing doesn't mean it's evil. It's the ability is given.
You can say that again, yeah.
Yes, is given to one person or the other. And so when that ability comes upon you, skill comes of its own. That is the mysterious aspect of it. Skill.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So could we relate it to when somebody says, maybe I'm naturally skilled in, let's say, playing football, and so the little practice that the person has makes the person even a superstar in that particular field. Is that,
yes,
can we connect it to that?
That is a good example, but you see, football is not the thing. Football is not an art form.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about art form and the ability to create. You see, so the person becomes a receptacle. Do you see? The person becomes a receptacle. It is a given ability. It's a given art form. I don't know how to explain it, but that is what he's talking about, that the spirit comes upon you, the spirit possesses you. Usually it is not out of one's skillful position or out of one's ability to do, but it is a supernatural imposition or acquisition of knowledge. That puts the person in the line, because you can talk also of, we have a Ghanaian version. Yes, and there's a Ghanaian version of that kind of practice in northern Ghana, where they sing praise names. You don't learn it under anybody's tutelage per se. Then there is also the belief that if you don't do the hierarchical praising, if you mess up the hierarchies, the ancestors will take your life because they have given you an assignment to have ill-handled it. This is from my interview with a praise singer from the Dagbon Palace.
Okay.
So these kinds of things, I just thought I should chip it into.
Great.
Sure.
Great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Thank you very much, Dr.
I think Jennifer is also raising up her hands.
Yeah, Jennifer is also here. Hi, Jennifer.
Your mic is
Mama.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, unmute your mic, please.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. Good morning. Good afternoon over here. All right.
Okay. And like he said, of the tribe or the
Okay, I think we have a little network challenges.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully she will come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, so let me ask this question, which of course comes up here and there. People might be concerned with traditional belief, as in traditional beliefs and Christianity. So sometimes if you are a Christian, for example, and then you are playing a traditional music, or of course you're communicating some of these, you're communicating through these traditional instruments, they might, you might get the impression, and it doesn't have to be just Christianity. It could be Muslim or some other religion against the tradition. There is that notion that sometimes even among Christianity or among Islam or among other faith, that you don't have to have anything to do with tradition. And so elsewhere people might say that that is not an appropriate space to be, because if you want to be within the tradition, because we are talking about spirit and connection. Of course, Dr. Dogbaji has expatiated on the fact that it is more of skill that is being developed, but within the tradition, in some cases, they believe that it's spirit that controls some of these things. So how do you navigate through those paths? Do you have instances where they said, okay, maybe because you are within this particular belief, you are not supposed to be, you're not qualified to be an Oja a player, or you can't attain certain title or certain degree within the Oja instruments and all that? How do you navigate through that?
I think this is a general question, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, for you.
Okay.
Well, I was working on a composition. I wanted to write a concerto for the Oja. And when I got to some of my friends, especially a particular friend of mine who is a let's say pastor, so he said, "Oh, look, Chooks, the orchestra you're writing this music for, they are owned by the church. It's a church orchestra. How do you expect the Oja to perform in the church?" It turned into a serious debate and argument and all that. I said, "Look, am I?" Yes, I played the Oja. I'm already in heaven. For me to be an Oja man, yeah, that was the impression.
You are eternal.
Yes, that was the impression. Yes, we never die. we just ascend. And you know cases of those who ascended in the Bible. So I told him, I said, look, I told him, look, these compositions, because it's being performed with an Oja, doesn't mean we are. I mean, what is the backup? So it is actually a challenge at the presently. You know, using some of our African instruments in worships, in church setting, and all that. Well, it's still debate because of ongoing. Because of this African background and church, religious. I don't want to use the word church, but there's this still, which is not yet balanced to the minds or the ears of musicologists, people who wants to create things with this art, So I think it's still something under debate, So religious, we wouldn't want to go against the rules that's on ground for the church and all those. So we'll still try to play safe, and that's why we have other orchestras who write music for the Oja, concerto for the Oja. Instead of playing it in the church, we take it down
to outside.
Outside, Though I have a friend who's a reverend father who used the Oja in the mass. Have a friend who used the Oja in the mass during. Though some other religion may not, they don't accept things like that. But this is still something people are
an ongoing debate.
Ongoing debate.
Hopefully,
it's a process. It's a process.
Yeah. Hopefully, someday we can find, maybe some resource persons to actually dig deeper into that conversation. So going back to the gender balance within the Oja instrument, do women or girls learn how to play the Oja? Were they playing before? Are they playing now? What is the place in that?
Women playing the Oja. I think Jennifer is here.
Oh, Jennifer is here. Okay. So you can finish with that, and then we can come back to Jennifer's question.
I wanted to push the question to Jennifer because I know she's from the Igbo speaking part of Nigeria, and she's also a female, and she
plays the Oja.
She plays the Oja, but I don't know how it has been, seeing her playing the Oja. Maybe she could share her experience.
Okay, all right, Jennifer,
as a female Oja player.
So we want to know whether women play the Oja in the first place, and what position there are for women in that space.
Okay. Women play the Oja, but it's just in recent times. There's never been a female instrument. Yes, and the reason why you see it is a sacred instrument.
Okay.
Let me use that word. Yes, it's for several events, like he said, of a man's life coming out. Like if a man is going to be given a chieftaincy title, the wife, the Oja, we call the wife officially. The Oja, we call the wife like in the traditional way of calling. You call the wife, you call the man, and also call the kinsmen and call the drummers, whosoever he wants to call. But aside this particular event, women doesn't use Oja for any reason. In pure traditional setting. But today, it is a show instrument. Like, women, if they're having their event, they will bring the Oja. The Oja will call them to they dance out with the Oja, because there's a particular dance move that you can do with the Oja. It's like a kind of chakra movement. I don't know if you understand what I mean by chakra, like a stylish movement that is not actually a dance.
Okay.
But as he calls, step according to the sound of the Oja, because it has a sound that you can flow with. As he calls, like I use this sound, if your name is Joshua, he will call Joshua, you move forward, stylishly move your hand, and with a smile, you call Joshua again. You step the other, if you step the left first, you step right again, with the hands moving stylishly to show yourself that like you are here, that you are the one being called. You get it? So, but like he said, it's not a female instrument in traditional society.
Okay.
But in recent time, anybody can use it. In the church, in child education, people. Yes. But like he, yes, traditional, traditional Igbo land.
Okay.
Not...
All right. And what about if an Igbo is married to a Yoruba?
if Igbo is married to Yoruba, yes. If Igbo is married to Yoruba, they can play that to call, they will call the guy, if it's a man marrying the lady, they will call the man with the sound they call men, because it's now part of the family. They will call him the way they call, but the man might not understand, because he might not know the language very well. You have to hear before you can understand the actual thing. Some of them, they are just telling you to stand up and move your body. They will call you, you now stand and shake your shoulder and sit back again. Just that's what they are telling you to do.
Okay. Yes, that we have men here.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I'll bring my maybe perhaps my last question, and then if anybody has any other questions, we'll try to wrap up as soon as we can. How does this particular musical instrument promote? I don't know. Does it promote any form of cohesion, peace, tranquility in a community among the tradition itself? Does it have any role within this, within, keeping the peace, keeping, some kind of tranquility and cohesion in communities? Does it have any role like that?
Let me contribute. I think it's like a mouthpiece instrument. It's the mouthpiece of the gods. Okay. So it sends signal, it sends message across. So it's something that they use to send message. That's the first thing. Something that is mouthpiece. It sends message to the king, to the people. It communicates. It binds the people together. Okay. So when it binds people together, it brings peace. Yeah. You understand? And from there, you can use it for other functions, for praises, for adoring people, during coronation. That's the gods passing power to the next person, like that. So it does a lot. Okay. A lot of things. All right. Someone can also contribute. I think that's my contribution.
Okay. All right.
Like he said, he does a lot. Like during a burial, he has a tone that he plays that makes everyone cry and feel very sorrowful about this passing away of a brother, a family member. Now, when he says that, every other person sitting down, both the king, both men and women, we know that this is a sorrowful,
a hero. Yes, that have passed away.
Yes, that everybody needs to like in English, what they will say, a moment of silence.
Silence, yeah, reflection.
Yes, yes. As soon as you hear that, it keeps everybody in that mood without being said anything. You see that? So he has a whole lot of roles he plays. Like if he's in a ritual setting, if they are going to use that for a ritual, as soon as they play that, they know the spirit they are calling.
Yeah.
And the ones that are involved with that will know what to do next. It passes information. It keeps people going. It praises. Then it makes melody too.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very informative.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Any question? I know Faisal is here. And yeah, Dr. Sarah is also here. Any question for,
your Onyoja?
Mr. Mr. what?
Mr. Chukwuma.
Oh, Mr. Chukwuma, yeah.
Oh, you use Onyoja. Onyoja is the Oja player. Yeah, the Oja player.
For Onyoja. Okay, Dr. Sarah's hand is up.
Okay.
Yes, it's been a very interesting discussion, but I just wanted to ask, I didn't quite start from the beginning with you. Is it possible to hear a tune?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was waiting for that. That's the most important thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Doc, for actually bringing it up. Yeah, it actually escaped. I hope your instrument is not too far away from you.
Well, it's yeah.
Okay.
Your instrument and commune with the gods right now.
Wait, do you have to tune? Do you have to tune it like the guitar and all that?
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean.
Okay, all right. So
I should get maybe he meant I should get myself in tune with the gods. Eh?
Yes,
okay.
That's what I mean.
All right, let's wait for that.
Okay.
And then you tell us what you played.
Okay. All right. So this the Oja, this Oja comes in different sizes and shape. This is they call it male Oja because of the size. Yeah, so the female Oja is usually smaller, the male Oja is bigger, and the sounds are different. The bigger the instrument, it has a lower sound. So that's the way. There are other bigger ones that are bigger than. I could say we have chests of Oja. A collection of Oja. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could. Maybe next time I'll show us some of the different sizes. So the Ojas, most often we like to have moisturize it, just like you have your reeds, you moisturize it in the saxophone. So like that, and the embouchure, you put it close to your lips and you tip. So I would just say, okay, I would try to say thank you, like. So just trying to say, you guys are wonderful. For those who understand the Oja, like I can say, okay, Dr. Sarah is here, Dr. Basi.
Yeah, Dr. Basi.
Dr. Basi. I can say Sarah, thank you, or Sarah Ndewo, like. Like Sarah. Sarah, thank you. We're just trying to speak a particular language. I'm calling your name.
All right.
I can also say Jennifer. I can also say Alele. But Sarah may not understand the language because she has not got this name from the. There's like the day she was born, the Ojama must have played. So anywhere she hears that, to know that is her. Naturally she would say, who is calling that name? It's just
all right.
It's just like that. Yeah,
okay. So. All right. Great. So okay. So just building on from there. Oh, somebody.
No, I'm just saying thank you.
Okay. All right. That was
and
great.
Now I recognize my name when you play. Oh. Calling that name.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
okay.
Right.
So, okay, Dr. Sarah, what you should have said is, be talking, I'm listening.
Yeah.
So
okay.
you just need to listen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So when they mention it,
okay. Be talking, I'm listening. Be talking. Yes.
Okay. Be talking, Joe. Be talking. I am listening.
all right. Yeah. Wow, that's a good one. Anyway, so for everybody listening, of course, this is African Live Arts. We're trying to connect African art forms and African art forms to organizations, institutions, individuals across the world. And so this is part of our way to introduce some of our instructors. And also we're going to get other people who are not necessarily on the platform. The platform is www.africanliveart.com. You can connect to Mr. Chukwuma and then, request for a class or book for a class, and then he's going to be available. So any other questions before we wrap up? Any other questions?
Okay,
all right.
Well, I don't know if I'll be given an opportunity to say anything.
Go ahead.
Okay. Just to say, I'm so happy to have. It's actually a short notice. You could imagine I just got the link this 5 minutes, and I sent it out to my friends, and they are just all here. We're having fun.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Sobere Kombo. He's an orchestra director. He's also a musicologist in Nigeria.
Okay.
He directs one of the biggest orchestra in Rivers State.
Wow.
Then Jennifer Kabonye is also a musicologist.
Okay.
A dancer. I think a doctor in dance, and I've been trying to get her into African life art, and I hope with this program, I hope she makes join the family, and also Kuri and Lily. Yeah.
All right, great.
So I'm so happy to have you guys. Really
thank you. Thank you so much.
It's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm very, very grateful. And guess what? Next week we are having Dr. Sarah, and she's going to share with us about African storytelling, and we're going to have more information. So I'm going to send the information across, and hopefully we're going to have a good time. I know that. Faisal is here. I'm not sure whether he has any question today. So
no, I don't have any question. I'm just enjoying it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing.
All right.
All
right. So thank you very much. And hopefully we're going to be connecting with you and everybody out there. Always go to www.africanliveart. The live is LIVE, art is without S, ART. Okay, so africanliveart.com, and you can request for any class that you want, and of course we're going to make it happen. Thank you very much, and see you another time. Bye-bye, everybody.